Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ARRMA Typhon TLR tuned buggy. I've been so excited to check this buggy out and I finally got it here on the channel. And here it is then. Now this buggy doesn't belong to me, this actually belongs to my good friend Nick, and we're going to take a closer look at it today, and we're also going to see if it is a capable machine off-road. Everybody knows it's going to be great on track, but can it be a good off-road basher? Before we see how this thing performs in the dirt, we're going to get the body shell off and Nick is going to talk us through what is going on underneath. So Nick, can you talk us through what's going on under the body shell then?
Yeah man, cool. So it's a TLR Typhon, which comes as a roller, as we know, and I put a hobby wing combo in there. That's a Max 6 ESC and then a 1650 kV motor.
And what gearing are you running at the minute?
It's currently on a 19 tooth pinion and stock spur.
And you've only ever tested it on road at the moment, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Only had it out on road. It seems pretty capable, but to get, I think you need a higher tooth pinion gear, which I can't get hold of at the minute. Right. But I think, yeah, to get the most out of the motor, you'll have to go up on that.
That is a big motor, mate.
Yeah,
that
well,
thing is insane.
The thing is, I wanted to get a larger motor so I didn't have to run it so hard to get the performance.
Yeah.
It also gives a wider scope for tuning and messing around with it. So I'm hoping, because it hasn't got any fans or any cooling, so I'm hoping to see how it does.
And temperatures have been alright so far?
Yeah, so far so good. Only had it out the once, ran it, sort of kept an eye on it. It was finger hot, but just like all other motors. Yeah. So yeah, so far so good.
And are you running it on 4S or 6S? What do you find yourself running it on at the moment?
So I'm running it at the moment on 6S, which feels a little bit overkill. Yeah. But yeah, it's punchy, it's nice. Let's see how it does off-road.
Yeah, definitely. So here it is next to my stock 6S Typhon. Let's talk about some of the differences that you get on the TLR roller compared to the stock buggy. So come on then Nick, what makes this thing stand out compared to the stock 6S Typhon?
So fundamentally it's pretty much the same car really, but they've changed certain parts to make them more durable for the bash side of things, and they've also taken that opportunity to increase more items for adjustment, because it's a track spec car. Yeah. So on the tower you've got, you know, a few more adjustment points for the suspension. On the back, look, you can see, yeah,
really good at the back there.
So if you really wanted to, you could go nuts. But I tell you what's really cool as well, the manual that comes with this explains all of this. So like what happens when you move it up, when you pull it out, what that does to the handling, the suspension, and how it all works. Yeah. The manual really is really helpful.
So this is ideal for someone who wants a track ready roller, you know, something they can put their own electronics into. But I think the aim of today is to really see how it compares against the normal 6S Typhon and whether or not it is actually bash ready. So Nick did say there that this thing comes with a very good in-depth manual. And what exactly do you get in the manual then, Nick?
Basically, it just goes down the bits and pieces of the car and what you can and can't do with it. Okay. It lays it all out. But why it's really helpful is it lays out the sort of what the adjustments you make and how they affect the car. Okay. So it'll tell you what will give you, what toe in will do, toe out will do, and you can really tailor it to how you want the car to handle. It really lends itself to just running the car, I think, on a standard setup over and over and over, and then once you're used to it, refer to the manual and dial in things you want, like
make all the little adjustments
exactly
after.
Exactly. So when this came, I've run it out the box standard setup. I haven't adjusted anything, because I want to get to know the car first, its characteristics, how it handles, and then go from there, as opposed to changing everything and not really knowing what you're doing. Course, so yeah, the manual really helps with that, and I think I've read it through a few times now, but I used the manual to put the car together. It was
so have you used it to make any other changes on this, or is this pretty much as it was out the box?
No, the only thing I have adjusted is I set up the rear wing for speed.
Okay.
To give it a bit more stability.
Because I have to say, this is the first time I'm actually seeing this as well. So
okay, cool.
Is it a simple process?
It is, yeah. So basically you can adjust the wing either more forward or more back,
I see,
deeper or shallower, and you've got the little bill here. So see that little clip, that little scoop? So the car comes with 2 extra bills. You can either run it without a bill or with a bill, and this wicker bill is the larger one, and again it's to increase stability at high speeds. But I haven't really adjusted it because we brought it over the woods for a bash. Yeah. But yeah, it's really adjustable. You can really go as light or as full in as you want.
Just admiring that chassis there, Nick. That looks really good.
Yeah, it's nice,
man. Look at that. TLR tuned.
It's also got it at the back under the motor by the
Oh mate, I love that.
In fact,
Right.
it's all over the place.
I think there's only one thing left to do. Should we fire it up and let's see how it performs off-road then? We've come to one of my favourite locations. You've seen this place loads of times now. Let's get this baby fired up. We're going to get both of them fired up anyway, and we're going to see how they perform.
I should let go.
It sounds lively. How's it feeling?
Sketchy.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's got those thin tyres, so it's not as like... I'm getting used to it. It's skittish, it's real skittish. Just about... The roots are gnarly, man. The roots are all coming through, isn't it?
Yeah. What a beast, mate. Oh! All good?
Seems cool.
So thoughts so far, Nick?
Skittish.
Yeah?
Skittish but fun, just learning it. It's got a lot of power. Haven't gone full throttle with it yet, but having that torque and that punch to get out of it, just to jump it round. Tyres are a bit thin compared to what normally bash with.
So do you reckon a tyre upgrade to make it a little bit more capable? Or?
Oh, I'd make a massive difference,
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, even the stock tyres from the Typhon I think would be better than these, they're like sort of like
Not only that,
compound, aren't they?
Not only that, but it's a heavy old beast, mate. You've
With
got a big old electronic setup in there as well.
With those 6S batteries and that motor, yeah, it's heavy, so give it a run round.
So how are you finding the steering, Nick? Because you're running one of your old servos in there, aren't you?
I am, that's right. So the servo I've put in it to now, just to get it up and running, was a warranty replacement I had for an S652,
Okay.
which was in my Notorious. So that failed, and Spectrum changed it out for me. So I've actually put that in there just because I had it on the shelf, but it ain't that great. It's just, I want a little bit more around turning.
Yeah.
So generally, to get to really dig in, you've got to come off the power to turn. So like, it does a job, but it's certainly an area of the car I'll be looking to upgrade, I think.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So the servo and maybe the tyres, were you saying?
The tyres, yeah, I mean, they're probably great tyres on track.
Yeah.
Maybe out here, not so much. They just feel very thin, very skittish. Feels like you're sort of like on ice with thin tyres. But it's good, it's cool, it's fun, it's fast. It handles nice. It's in this condition, it's more beneficial to be off the power when you're sort of collecting and turning, because it just wants to go. But now, it's nice.
Let's get to the GoPro footage, Nick. What do you reckon?
Yes, get it on there.
Yay! That's alright, that'll be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, man.
So there we go then, that was the first off-road test of the Team Losi Racing inspired ARRMA Typhon. And what do you make of it then, Nick? Because you've driven my 6S, my stock 6S Typhon before.
Yep.
What do you make of this?
It's cool, it's good, it's fast. You can definitely tell it's a car that's got its roots based in sort of the street or the driving or the circuit side of things. As a basher, it's a little bit skittish in this sort of environment, but if you drive it carefully and drive it properly, it can be really rewarding. I've had a great time with it.
And changes?
Changes, tyres, I think could do a bit more. Be interesting to see, maybe put the Badlands on there like we spoke about, that might be cool.
Set of Proline Badlands,
set of those. But then again, I don't know, we've been driving it now and it's been quite fun now that I've got used to the way it handles and the way it jumps, the way it turns in, the way it drives. It's just got so much power, so it's just about sort of lining the car with the power first and then letting it handle itself over the bumps and over the jumps. I'd say it's quite hard to drive, but it's really rewarding.
Yeah. So if you were just starting out, or let's say for example someone's already got a cheap car and they're looking for their first 6S car, is that something you would recommend? Would you recommend that over the stock Typhon, for example, or would you recommend that would be the better option?
I think I'd probably recommend, for someone like you just described, I'd probably recommend the standard Typhon. It's ready to go out the box, it's all installed. The TLR is a roller. It was the first car I ever put together, so I found it quite daunting. But when I got into it and finally worked out what I was doing, it was great fun. But for someone that's coming into it, if you've got 4 or 5 cars, this car will be perfect because you can drop your own electrics in it. It'll be fantastic.
You can make it your own, can't you? You can play with your gearing.
Yeah, I mean, from the very start, I knew what I was going to do with this car, so I've kind of made it open to all sorts of environments. But if you're just starting out, I'd probably recommend the Typhon. If you're a bit more advanced and you really want to play around with your cars, the TLR's got so many options.
Mate, I love it. Absolutely love it. So there we go then, I really hope you enjoyed seeing this absolute beast of a buggy in action today. Nick has done a great job on this thing. It performs so well off-road, and I think we have all seen today that it is a capable basher. Now, like Nick said, if you're looking for an all-out, ready-to-go 6S vehicle out the box, then the stock Typhon, like the one I own, may be the better option. But if you're looking to put your own take on it and potentially a little bit of track action, this may be the best one to go for. Cheers for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to the channel for more great videos like this. I've got loads of great stuff coming up on the channel you won't want to miss out.